Hello there.
Welcome back, my friend.
Hello, what have we here?
Jedi, we've been expecting you.
Knew I could count on you.
Hello.
Welcome to the rebellion.
What fun!
Hey everyone, Hybrid here, and today we are taking a look at the Micro Galaxy Squadron Y-Wing and TIE Bomber 2-pack. This is a Walmart exclusive up until the release of the Mando and Grogu products. This was a surprise. Yeah, Jazzwares had not revealed it or teased it. It just started showing up in time to be put on that Mando and Grogu end cap at Walmart's. As of now, I still believe it to be a Walmart exclusive. It's not popped up anywhere else. And it's a rather interesting set. It features a battle-damaged TIE bomber and a red-markinged Y-Wing, which I've seen people refer to online and is correct. It's patterned after one labeled Red Jammer, which is a Y-Wing that was like the model was made for use in A New Hope and then never made it into the movie. So that's kind of like a neat behind-the-scenes Easter egg. It never appeared in any other movie. The red coloring maybe inspires some Rise of Skywalker stuff. That's pure speculation on my part because the Rise of Skywalker Y-Wing had a lot of red. It's just interesting that they're labeling it in A New Hope set with a TIE fighter that never made the movie, like it was revealed for Empire Strikes Back, and then a Y-Wing that behind the scenes never made the movie. But, ultimately, it's just one of those things where it's like, do you want a cool red Y-Wing? I do. I am, in particular, a Y-Wing fan. This line keeps going back to X-Wing after X-Wing. I love the Y-Wing. It's my favorite Rebel fighter. So I'm very excited for this release. Let's go ahead and jump into the pack, and then, of course, we will open it up. Here's the set still in the box. We'll take a quick look before getting too into it. But as you see, it is a Micro Galaxy Squadron, kind of bigger box style, so there's a lot more cardboard going on than your normal single carded ships, but there's still a ginormous window showing the two vehicles and your figures off nicely. Star Wars logo, A New Hope logo, again, bizarrely still. Micro Galaxy Squadron logo, Y-Wing versus TIE Bomber. You got the ships flying in the corner. Window over top with some logos, barcode and legal stuff underneath. This side features wraparound window, Micro Galaxy logo, Star Wars logo, and then artwork of the ships in battle over here. And then around back, you get both vehicles in hologram form. You get the cutout cards if you're into that kind of thing, and then some varying images showing what the vehicles can do with landing gear and opening compartments and such. Very standard Micro Galaxy packaging type of thing. Let's go ahead and open this setup and take a closer look at everything going on. Here's our Y-Wing and TIE Bomber out of the packaging. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the figures. So over on the Imperial side, we have a TIE Fighter pilot. We have seen these guys many a time in the line, mostly all black, very glossy. A little bit of paint going on the chest boxes and the helmet Imperial cogs, looking very, very nice. And then the silver belt buckle. Great stuff going on here. You may remember my TIE Bomber review. One of my big complaints is that it needs two pilots, and they only gave us one, and Jazzwares could not be bothered to find a nickel of budget in a repack, two-pack set. So that's very unfortunate. Over on the Rebel side, this is Dex Tyree, and I hope you don't call yourself a Star Wars fan if you don't know who that guy is. I never took you as a fake Star Wars fan, Mr. Viewer. But, yeah, that is a Gold 2. I definitely didn't have to Wikipedia that either. But they've given us a Gold 2 micro figure. And he looks really good. He otherwise looks like a generic Rebel pilot, I gotta say. At first I thought they were just reusing the Luke helmet decos on it. It's very similar, but it is very slightly its own thing as well. And he looks very, very nice. Setting him aside. He also comes with R5-T3, or Sparks, as he's nicknamed. Very, very nice micro figure, kind of a cream off-white color. A little bit of silver punch-ins, and then the yellow band and the blue squares on the top of the dome. Like most other Rebel ships, there is a astromech droid port. Underneath, there is a button that, when pushed, ejects the astromech droid. It just pushes a pin up and underneath. Makes it easier. However, you can also just grab him and work him out of there as well if you don't like special features like that. And then opening the cockpit of the Y-Wing, it opens up to the side, the whole entire thing. And then there is a nice seat in there with some controls, all of which are unpainted, and we're going to talk about that. But he nests in there nicely, like so. The door closes, a little bit of a click. You know that is nice and secure. Looking at the rest of the Y-Wing now, I gotta say, it is different from the prior one. I don't know that that's better or not. So this is the same sculpt. However, they have gone the cleaner route. So just comparing it to the original, Series 4 or whatever Y-Wing. Again, like, great ship, and I love the Y-Wing, but it has a ton of wash going on in that body in there, to the point that I almost feel like this is a little bit too heavy, but this has basically nothing going on, and I kind of feel like there maybe somewhere more in the middle might have been the move. I mean, there's maybe the subtlest, indication of it, but they could also just be the shading and the light not getting all the way into the crevices in there, but it does generally look nice. There is the wash going on around the cockpit and, your panel lining in there. That's very clean looking. I like the blasters on the front, too. They are the different color, whereas, like, the originals were the same color as the body of the ship. This one, they are just a gray. It just makes them look like a separate piece, and they are a separately molded piece. Flipping it up, there are those 2 missiles underneath of the cockpit, which are removable, but, like, that just feels like you're kind of asking to lose them, I guess it's like a feature. On my other one, I super glued them in. I'm going to be doing the same on this after the review. And then working our way down the body, the nacelles, and there is a red ring painted around the front of this one, and not this one. And as it turns out, that's accurate to the model. I had to look up online. I was like, did they miss a paint app? Nope, that is actually correct. This one has all yellow around the front of the engine. This one has all yellow except for that blue panel on the outside. That is correct. They are doing the model justice, and it looks good. It's one of those things where even though it never quite made the cut to be in the movie, I do just, in general, like the Y-Wing enough to just buy the red one, because, like, it's a red one, and I like that. And now, onto the TIE Bomber. The gimmick with this TIE Bomber is that it is battle damaged. Now, I miss the days of the Series 2 TIE Fighter, where they made new wings, because the wings on these are removable. They just unplug, and the Series 2 TIE Fighter actually came with new wings that had, like, chunks out of them. The battle damage is, like, little scuffs, on the wings. And it's just like, this wing doesn't even get one. You get, like, 2 on the top of the ship. Like, that is, I'm gonna be honest, that's really, really shitty battle damage. That does not really come across so well. I guess, but, like, I don't know. To me, it's just another TIE Bomber. I'm not really considering that battle damage. Battle damage to me is like chunks and holes in the wings and the stuff. And they just didn't care to go for that here. But opening the cockpit, like so. As I mentioned, 2 chairs, 1 pilot. So are we going to have someone flying, or are we going to have someone shooting? You can't have both, Jazzwares, when you only give me 1 pilot on a repaint of a ship that you've already gotten 2 issues out of. So this mold has made you its money. But by all means, continue to short me a pilot. That's fine. He actually has more controls in the back seat, for the blaster, the bomb operator. There's a nice control panel in the front as well. None of it painted, of course, because why? But closing him in forever. I'm never going to open that again. You have the red on the twin ion engines on each side. Those look really nice. Something where it's like, again, just like why is, again, they've cut paint. There is no red paint on the bomb underneath. And then when you open this side, which is all about bomb storage, there's no paint at all going on in there. And I don't understand that, because the original one, all the warheads are painted red, and on this one, none of them are. And it's something where it's like, this is just a nice little extra thing to be able to look in there and see them, period. But, like, they've done it before, so why can't you do it again? Like, where did the budget go this time? Did we trade red paint for black smudges? Because take away the black smudges, they don't look good. They don't look like good battle damage. I don't understand quite who they were going for here. You know, the A New Hope TIE Bomber that didn't exist with worse paint than the Empire Strikes Back one. Like, just, this doesn't super impress me. As much as I love the TIE Bomber as a vehicle, and I think it's generally a great sculpt in the line, like, I'm just not really being impressed by the cut corners here. This feels like they were really trying to do something under budget to save a few bucks, and that doesn't really impress me. The Y-Wing, however, is rather nice, and I love the deco on that. But just the TIE Bomber just feels like a missed opportunity to correct some things, or at least not make it worse, you know? So in the end, I decided to put the Y-Wing on the spinner, because the TIE Bomber just didn't quite make the cut. But what do I make of this set? You know, again, I like the Y-Wing. I think it came out good. It's maybe a little light on the wash department compared to other ships, but it's not bad. I like the red jammer idea. I like that we're getting some unique figures with it instead of just a generic droid and pilot. Like, that's fun, even though that's really what they are in the end of the day with the deco. The Y-Wing I consider to be a good repaint, a swing and a hit, and I'm completely down for that. The TIE Bomber is just meh. It needs a second pilot. The fact that they took away the good paint apps and gave random Sharpie blobs on it is like, who cares, Jazzwares? Learn how to do battle damage. That is rough. That is not good. And the fact that they've done good battle damage they did good battle damage one time in the history of the line. And then historically since, they've always been like, well, instead of molding the swap out panels, let's just do with a Sharpie on it. Like, it looks bad. It looks bad, and you should be ashamed of that. So now, what do I think of the set? I mean, I'm glad I picked it up because I'm a Y-Wing nut. If you're looking to get a TIE Bomber, just buy the single-packed one on Amazon if you don't care about the Y-Wing. Like, you know, the TIE Bomber is a necessary for the Imperial fleet, like, vehicle, I do agree. But the Series 4 one is like $10 on Amazon. You can get them for retail price on the Jazzwares Vault website. Like, you do not have to tolerate this bad version. You know, at least just get the version where the only problem is they didn't give you enough figures, you know. But if you had to have a TIE Bomber. Otherwise, unfortunately, if you like the Y-Wing, you gotta buy a crappy TIE Bomber with it. And, I don't know where I feel on the pricing. I think I'm not happy with it, because the price of this 2-pack is $30, which is like buying a TIE Bomber and a Y-Wing separately. There's no implication of a bargain. There's no couple dollars off. And if I'd have bought a TIE Bomber single-packed, it would have been better than this one. And if I'd have bought the Y-Wing single-packed, it would have been probably just as good, you know, considering this is the only single-packed option that we have. So, yeah, I like the red Y-Wing. I don't like the TIE Bomber. Do I recommend you pick it up? Man, only if that Y-Wing's really speaking to you. Maybe you find a clearance deal or something. I'm not the guy that tells you to go find the clearance deal, but man, Jazzwares has really been cutting some corners on some of the newer releases, and I'm not with it. So, anyway, that's all I gotta say. I don't like complaining, so I'm not gonna keep complaining, so I'm gonna dip, but only if you really, really want it do I recommend it. Anyway, I'm going to go work on something else now. Thanks for hanging out and watching. I will catch you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you. I'll see you then.